On the bridge between this sellable anger and the artist resides at times an actual anger. You begin to think, maybe erroneously, that this other kind of anger is really a kind of knowledge, the type that both clarifies and disappoints. It responds to insult and attempted erasure simply by asserting presence and the energy required to present, to react, to assert.
Hey, hi, hello. It's your boy Nate. I read books because reading is sexy, and if you're not reading, you're not sexy. Here to bring you a very special vlog. Universality by Natasha Brown. When I first saw this cover, I was so in love with it. And then leading up to what it's about, late one night on a Yorkshire farm in the midst of an illegal rave, a young man is nearly bludgeoned to death with a solid gold bar. Sold. I don't want to know anything more. I've always wanted to read Natasha Brown. I really want to read Assembly. I've heard so many good things about that one. But I just can't do hardback, which is the cover that I love, and all of the paperback editions just suck so much. So I'm starting here, and I'm really excited. This is the beginning of the vlog. Stay tuned. I'm gonna bring this to Tokyo. I'm going to Tokyo this weekend, mostly for the Ryuichi Sakamoto exhibit. He passed away recently, and to say recently is so strange because it's been a while, but it feels so long. Yeah, there's a special exhibit at the Museum of Tokyo, a contemporary art museum, a whole exhibition's dedicated to his music in the form of different installation pieces, so really excited to do that. And then, yeah, we'll get to the usual bits of like Shibuya and Shinjuku. I hope to do like a loft pickup, need more stationery goods, stock ups on pens, stop by Kinokuniya, Muji, you know, all the good stuff, I love that Tokyo is literally capitalism central. We're ready to drop some bends, for real. Stay tuned.
He doesn't say that witnessing the expression of this more ordinary and daily anger might make the witness believe that a person is insane.
I'm so embarrassed that I'm filming in public. Quick fit breakdown though. Basic blazer. I haven't pulled this out in a hot minute, but I just love the curved pocket detail. Also wearing the Ecor jeans in gray. Love this when I'm traveling. I can just fit so much in here. Like a book too. Glouny top. Just to finish sort of the first part of Universality. Okay, where to begin? Right now, the first part gives us essentially the entire news article breakdown of Jake, who kills somebody with a solid gold bar, but his whereabouts are unknown at the moment because he's part of this super leftist group called the Universalists, who are against capitalism in general, to the point where they move out to a rural farm and just rejecting modern society and living off the fat of the land, if you will. Really good news article that it opens up with. It definitely has a feel of like a really good hit piece, but right now moving into the second part where the writer of the article is sort of removing themselves from it, and they want to ride the high of the buzz that it's getting by playing with identity politics. Mind you, Jake is white. The news article is being adapted into a film, I believe, or TV show. I'm pretty sure it's a film, and they're gonna change Jake black. That's all I know so far, but interesting. I'm intrigued. My flight's in about an hour. Probably gonna savor this a bit. I got other things I'm working on. I'm also reading Authority by Andrea Chu, and that's really good. A little too brainy for me, my brain, but I'm enjoying it a lot. Lots of good things about the critic and the status of the critic in terms of art and the world at large right now, especially in terms of Gaza and our recent and US foreign policy regarding that. Yeah, the world is in flames. What is a critic to do? Yeah, I've got a vlog to work on. So I'm gonna work on that. And why am I still holding this up? Anyway, peace out. First sip of the day. We're in Tokyo. This is crazy today, though. It's going to be 69 degrees. Mind you, yesterday, high 40s, low 50s. Spring has officially sprung. And the thing is, I already planned out all my outfits. I even checked the weather today. It told me it was going to be, like, 60s. 69. 69? I didn't prep for this. I'm gonna be so sweaty today. But y'all, I think I live in an ironic state. Here we have a book about anti-capitalism. When you think about that, what the hell does that actually mean? Do we actually hate big corp? Do we spend less money? Do we mind our money? What do we do with our money? Do we not spend it? And the thing is, I love spending money. I do. I love stuff. Speaking of y'all, I made a boo-boo. Indulge. Will you indulge? Some purchases were made. So I literally got out of the airport and I was like, I've got like 30 minutes. 30 minutes before the stores close. Can I do it? I was supposed to go to the Sanrio store to get something for my brother, but I have to go back today. And right next to it is the Kinokuniya in Shinjuku. I had like 15 minutes tops to just like quickly browse and shop. So in essence, these were impulse purchases. I mean, I probably could have gotten it off Blackwell's or something. But y'all, we did some damage. What did I say about not buying any more books? I've been, I've been actually okay. I haven't bought a book since January, which says nothing at all. But in the month of February, I did not buy any books, so I'm happy with myself. Do you want to see? So I picked up Patriotism by Yukio Mishima. This was wrecked by, what's your name, homegirl? Kieran, from Kieran Reader. She had spoke about this in some sort of a recommended list, I forget which. I was just like, let me do it. And I love the simplicity of this cover. This is Patriotism by Mishima. Shinji Takayama, a lieutenant in the Japanese army, comes home to his wife and informs her that his closest friends have become mutineers. That's it. That's all I want to know. It's really tiny, so like why even bother reading the back? And yeah, I love a good tiny read. How can you not love the minimalism of that? So good, so good. I know we got Mishima haters out there, but I think he's just a really fascinating character. And so, here we are. We also did more Mishima. I have Death in Midsummer by him as well, and I saw this on some person's Instagram, and I was just like, I have not seen this one before. But it is a collection of short stories. They represent his extraordinary ability to depict with deftness and penetration a wide variety of human beings during significant moments. Okay, that literally says a bunch of nothing. And that's fine, because I literally don't want to know what any of this is about. I just love the collage work on this, so that's why I did this. Okay, last book. Yeah, this is Lizard by Banana Yoshimoto. An unhappy young husband is questioned by a shape-shifting homeless man about the trials of his marriage. Okay, there we have it. Yeah, I love these editions. Caroline Raquel Antique by Grove Press, Grove Atlantic. Yeah, I just love these covers. This painting is just so beautiful with the soft yellow. I think it just represents Banana in a way, where she writes in that like really quiet, sad way. It's all just encapsulated here. You get the essence of it. It's all here. I got a tote bag, as if I needed another tote bag. We're sort of in the third part of this book. I have about 50 pages left and I'll finish it today. That sounded so certain. I usually am not certain, but I think I will finish it today. I'm actually quite disappointed with this because the second and third parts are really about the making of, or remaking, or in the process of adapting
the news article presented in the first half, where we get questions of identity politics and its relations to big corp and actually, like, what are we against? It's all in this state of irony, which I think encapsulates how we all live in the moment. As much as I hate Amazon, sometimes Amazon is the cheapest option, and I am not against anyone leaning towards the cheapest option, okay? I grew up in a low-income family, alright? We always had coupons. We always lived on deals. We always lived on making ends meet. And so I'm never against anybody reaching over for the cheaper option. And sometimes Amazon has the cheaper option. As much as I love supporting small local businesses, those $2 or $3 sometimes makes a big difference. Anyone else been there? $16 or less in your bank account, eating tortillas, topped only with Taco Bell hot sauce that you stole? Been there, done that. Why am I still holding this up? I will say I've always been offended when upper middle class people have always shamed me for wanting to grab the cheaper option. And it's just like, I'm so sorry, I can't afford that. Okay? I didn't come from privilege, I didn't come from wealth, I came from very bare essential means. The thing is, when I started going to school and realizing how much money people were just privileged with, me having to work, 3 jobs with like 16 credits throughout university, it's just like, these were all different ballparks. We all came from different tax brackets. I was always ashamed of being poor. I was always ashamed of having bare essentials and living by bare means. And it was always so strange, also living in the Bay Area, one of the most expensive cities in the world. Again, it was a state of irony, because LA at the time, not a very good place in terms of cultural exchange. San Francisco, there were still indie shows, still garage bands, great bookstores, more so than LA. Better selection, honestly. Because they were all hand-me-down used books from the wealth. I don't know. Sometimes I also think, like, is art only meant for the rich? Very early thought in my upbringing. And then also, why do I love art so much? Why do I love something so much that was meant for rich people? Does that make sense? Also, running away from a Republican, homophobic upbringing, I just needed San Francisco. I always knew San Francisco to be an open space in terms of liberating the self. And so I took it. I just went up north. I knew some sort of promise was up north. So I went up north. So where am I getting at with this? What Natasha Brown is doing is playing with the state of irony, but would imagine it to be more plotty, and it's not. It's really just a bunch of conversations around identity politics. It's done in a way where it has created a plateau in plot. Nothing is aggressive or moving in some way. It almost feels like that long, prolonged filler episode. And I'm just like, okay, where's this all going? And can she wrap it up in 50 pages? That's what I'm dealing with right now. Because it's kind of misleading. The blurb on the back says that a young man is nearly bludgeoned to death with a solid gold bar. So you would imagine something more thrilling, something more exciting. And that's so sicko to say that, like, violence excites me in that way. But anyway, mixed feelings right now. I will get to more thoughts later, and obviously still processing. I'm literally just talking to you until my morning poop comes. Living in a constant state of irony. Also, last night went to Don Kyoto, where I just shopped a bunch. Gifts stocking up. Yeah, we got a lot to do today, actually, and I don't know if I can do it all. Very pressed for time. I should be leaving now, I think. We are doing the Ryochi Sakamoto exhibit today. It ends actually at the end of March, so I was just like, let me do this. There's a long weekend, so this is the only time that I do Tokyo. But then I have to go back to Shinjuku to get my brother the Sanrio stamps. And if that's the case, then maybe I'll pop into ABC Mart to maybe pick up a pair of shoes. Does the capitalism disgust you now? Because I am in need of a new pair of shoes. Not a big shoe person, honestly though. I only have like 2 pairs of shoes. And the one that I usually wear is, like, dying out, so I would like a replacement. If anyone must know, it's the Stan Smiths, just in white, because that's the only shoe that Phoebe Philo wears, and she just made it part of her uniform. She's a cartoon character in that way. Cartoon character realness. And then I have to swing into Tower Records. So we got a lot to do today, and that's all before 4 p.m. Because by 4 p.m. I have to meet my friend. Yeah, we're hanging out a bit, some book shopping as well. Yeah, we're gonna do food and stuff, and then probably check out this library. Stacked day, y'all, stacked day. And then I head back to Seoul the morning after. How do I manage any of this? Big question. Big question. I question it every day. I don't know how I do anything. Ever. I really don't. I really don't know how I do everything, living in an ironic state. You know what it is? I think it's like everyone doesn't know what to do. There are answers. People are attempting answers. Do we get the dumb phone? Do we actually live off the thought of the land? Not live on our phones anymore? Do we move away from the city? What do we do? Does everyone from New York move to LA because the rent's cheaper? What do we do? What do we do? Do we have the capsule wardrobe so we don't have to think about buying things and living on trends? Do we just get off YouTube? Remove ourselves from community. Remove ourselves from BookTube. Not to ingest so many recs and consume less in that way. Because I've been there. I watched a video and been like, ooh, that is immediately going into my cart. And then what? We drink more coffee to indulge in more purchasing? Do we buy more coffee to buy more things? Sometimes that's what it feels like. I'm not gonna lie. Can you tell I'm losing my marbles? Alright. I've spoken on for too long. Deuces.
What does a victorious or defeated Black woman's body in a historically white space look like? Serena and her big sister Venus Williams brought to mind Zora Neale Hurston's "I feel most colored when I'm thrown against a sharp white background."
Agité comme un roseau dans la tourmente. Tu m'énerves et tu m'irrites en ce moment. Le monde me désenchante par ce beau jour du printemps. Fatigué, désabusé et sans courage, impatient, je ne sais plus ce qui m'attend. Je sens arriver.
Okay, hi, can you see me? Just finished coffee, it was so busy. I had to sit in the sun and it was hot. It's like really hot right now. Sweating in this blazer. On the way over to Mote, the Museum of Tokyo, for the Ryuichi Sakamoto exhibit. Yeah, should be good. Let's go. Just finished the Ryuichi Sakamoto exhibit. I'm changed, absolutely changed. That was phenomenal. I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna make a quick pit stop to Daikanyama, then Shinjuku, and then Shibuya. I don't know how much I'm gonna squeeze in there, but it's gonna be a tight squeeze, y'all. Tight squeeze. Here we go.
I look for my heart, it's Benito. I lost it way down in Torito while chancing a dance fiesta. Bolero, he glanced as I danced with Bolero.
Hey, disappointed to report that I didn't make it to all my stops. And now, my friend is making me meet him on an incline at this cafe. God help me. I'm already out of breath.
Glanced as I danced with Bolero. He said, taking off his sombrero. Let's meet for a silly fiesta. I wasn't so when we both came close. La, 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 was the middle when we said adios. Since then has my heart been perdido. I know I must go to Torito. That yearning to lose Benito. I look for my heart, it's Benito. I lost it way down in Torito. Glanced as I danced for Bolero. He's smiling.
And just like that, we're back. I'm in the midst of unpacking. I literally just got back home and I thought, you know what, let me show you just a little tease, a little appetizer of everything that I brought back, as well as some thoughts. Let's go through the book thoughts first. So, finished Universality, and y'all, much promise for this. And it was okay. The last half pans out as sort of, essentially what the Joker film is sort of a grand gesture towards something greater and something that should be said louder, but remains as art. And what I mean by that is the finger wagging that occurs in art sometimes about what to do about late stage capitalism, a big slap in the face for big corp. What does one do? What does one do in the face of politics? What is direct action? Art, I think, is only a placeholder, a stepping towards, a call to action, but it isn't the action itself. You know what I mean? I often think of, like, big, great work that happen, but remain within institution and is funded by institution. I often wonder, like, how far a work of art can be politicized to make the grand gesture. So funny. In conjunction to reading this, I'm reading Andrea Longchu's Authority, and one of the essays is about Maggie Nelson and On Freedom, but also about media and television. And I loved these quotes here. Politics is often just a very special episode of belonging, and belonging is TV's forte. Television was never just a box. It has always been primarily a social event. And then she brings up Adorno, who says, Adorno complained that television was a substitute for a social immediacy. He had forgotten that every public is a fantasy, projected by rituals and shibboleths that, if held up to the light, just so will. She goes on to say, a political movement could be a form of entertainment. America had just learned this the hard way. Now, justice was on prime time, and everyone was watching. The finger-wagging occurs, but the finger-wagging
is aimed at us, and I'm not quite sure what to do with that. It shouldn't be pointed at us, it should be pointed at the institutions. It should be pointed at the publishers, who, in essence, I think big publishing houses are within the same refrain as, say, the TV shows, or the hosts of the TV shows. They're the ones that have the actual funds to create these things, but the finger wagging, yeah, should not be done at us, but at these big institutions with the money. Money is power. That is the power that is given to the art, for the art to be created. But it's like this weird vicious circle, the serpent eating its tail, where I just don't understand entirely who this is really aimed at. It acts sort of as like a mirror and shows us the irony of our existence. But with that, I'm not quite sure what to do. I don't know what I'm left to do. Really, this just feels like the kind of book that you can give to a smart person that comes from privilege, wealth. And so funny enough, she has an article in here, which I feel like I've read before, speaking about Andrea Long Chu, of Bret Easton Ellis's White, a huge critique on it about white male privilege and the pedestal that Bret has always existed upon and has maneuvered the world as sort of just this white brat from LA who had a bunch of money and made it through the world on a bunch of his, money that he didn't make his own. And it just all veers back to the complicated irony that I exist in. I've never really understood how to maneuver the world, but I've tried in ways that were contradictory to my own morals and such. I will say, been involved in circles that I just didn't feel entirely connected to in terms of social economic bearings, and it's so strange to dance around those things. I think I'm always on the hunt for truth. I'm not exactly sure how to find that when I live such an ironic life and existed in circles I shouldn't have existed in. Does that make any sense at all? Yeah, I don't know exactly who this is for, because it is politically charged, but I don't know what it's charging towards or who it's charging at, because it's charging at the wrong people, for consumers who eat books, and this is it's a perplexing one. More to think about. As I'm reading Andrea Long Chu's collection of essays, Authority, I'm also trying to better understand, build a stronger foundation to critique. I always thought that, because I'm not a book reviewer. 2, I just enjoy books a lot. 3, I enjoy them to the point where I think they are both a mirror and a reflection to our own living. And 4, I always try to connect it full circle, not just to me specifically, but me existing in the world, our world. Out there, beyond this four-cornered image video that you're seeing me through. God, what would Marshall McLuhan would say about any of this? Yeah, I don't know what I am, but it borrows from points of review, critique, and memoir, if that makes any sense, and vlog, wherever you want to put that. Anyway, if anyone gets to this, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the end. Japan haul? Just a quick one, because I'm still unpacking, and some of this has to go to a box. I got these Hako Ake scissors. They're two-way scissors. They're by Kokuyo. It's Japan design, but made in Taiwan, which I really like. I got these in like a sort of cream beige color. I really like these because it's, one, a box cutter, if you slide it to the middle, and scissors, like that, when you open it to the side. And I just love how compact it is. It has a little thing if you need to like strap it onto something. I just love that it's both a box cutter and a pair of scissors that are just really easy to use one-handed. I also got more of this mouthwash. Y'all, it's single use. You gargle it for like 20 seconds or so, and it like pulls out all the gunk out of your mouth, and it's disgusting. Disgusting in that like pimple popping video kind of way. Pretty wild. Went to the Yoichi Sakamoto exhibit, and I got one of these file holders. I love these so much. I am someone who just has a bunch of files on them constantly. Love like getting exhibition papers and just putting it in the file. Just like that. This show changed me. It was wonderful. Yeah, just love Ryuichi so much. And yeah, so we have that. Oh, also, my friend and I chilled at a movie theater for a bit, just like in the lobby, and they had this Japanese poster of Mickey 17. If anyone ends up watching it, let me know if it's good. Haven't read the book either, but these are my favorite onigiri at Nippori Station. It's right by the ticket gate. You'll probably miss it. You can miss it, but it's this tiny little shop. Pokes out right before you get through the ticket gate.
Nippori is sort of the transit station where you can take the Skyliner to Narita Airport. Let's do a taste test. Let's do this one. Compact, beautiful. They're about like 200 yen. A holistic onigiri that just, in all of its totality, it's the most beautiful onigiri. Like, I've been to places, you know, back in the States where they either give you too much rice, too much filling, and it just doesn't hold up well. There's just always this imbalance. But here it is perfectly balanced, Joe. Perfect. That salmon is amazing. Ooh, it's got a kick to it. A little peppery. Well, you just saw me devour that. Single breath. Giant. Jesus. That's on a high note. Here. Big curry. Cup noodles. If you like curry and instant ramen together, top-notch stuff. If you ever make this, add like a little bit of cheese. It's great. Great stuff. But when I'm in Japan, I like having like a potato croquette with this. It's just Carb City. Incredible. Y'all, this is disgusting. You need to see this. You need to see how disgusting I am with my consumption. Obviously got more of the pure jellies. These are the best jellies. Just saying. Stock up on Mintia mints. I'm a stinky person. Need my mints. I love these because they literally fit in your wallet. They also have smaller ones, but not in the lemon size, so I got this. And y'all, this is what I call a problem. Do you see this? My bagu is filled with Jack Daniel's Coca-Cola. I am a sucker for these. The perfect cocktail in a can. The balance is just perfect. It's equal amounts Jack, equal amounts Coke. And what is this, 7%? That's like incredible. Amazing. No other notes. I'm disgusted. Now this is pretty awful as well. I went ham because they restocked it. I don't know how often they get these in stock and how they find them because it's stunning. This is all that I can show you, but these are like old porno mags from the 80s and 90s. I literally cannot show you the contents of what's inside these. But you can look at the covers. Aren't they darling? I love these. Isn't that great? That's it.
The running comment in our current political climate is that we all need to converse with people we don't normally speak to. Even if my fantasies of these encounters seemed outlandish, I wanted to try. Thank you.
You